And Steve, the staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum level service and stock recommendations. It's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call. 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The Fed doesn't want to talk about it or even admit it, but inflation is a problem, and it's going to be a bigger problem going forward.
when you look at the inflation numbers, these are chain-weighted inflation numbers. These are numbers that are designed to artificially be low. If you look at a non-chain-weighted index of inflation, we think it's running about 12%.
That's right. It's more than that, actually. It's about 15%. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. All we've been hearing about is inflation and how fantastic the housing market is. But the housing market, believe it or not, is tearing at the fabric of this economy. It's going to destroy this economy. It's the housing market that's going to take us down because of the inflation. You know, when we first think of inflation, let's think about it. We all assume, or at least I do, that it's going to affect all people equally. Well, that's not true. It doesn't. We assume also, right, that the working poor will get hurt the most because they earn minimum wage. And everything they buy is, of course, going to be more expensive for them. And anybody on minimum wage, they're going to be struggling, right? But it's not true. When you really look at inflation, the people you think that's going to get hurt the most don't. Because minimum wage is indexed, remember, to inflation. So they actually break even. They're not paying more. And minimum wage earners are also, remember, they're deep in debt, just like the government. And like the government, inflation actually helps them. Because like the government, when you have debt and the dollar devaluates, because all we do is print and print and print, that's all we do all day long. Print. The printing machine going on 24/7. That's all we do. And remember, every time you print, that's inflation. And because the government, like the government, they have debt, and inflation actually helps them because they have the debt, just like it helps the government. Remember, when the government has big debt, or anyone has debt, even corporations have big debt, they want inflation. They're going to print more and more money because they want to have the higher inflation, the cheaper your dollar goes. The more inflation, your dollar gets devalued. So that means you're paying back your debt with cheaper dollars. So if you're a working poor person on minimum wage, they've got debt. So they're paying their debt back with weaker dollars, and we're doing the same thing with China. So the government loves inflation. It's a big lie. It's a big lie that they don't like inflation and they're going to fight inflation. They never fight inflation. Why would they? As I said before, if they owe China $1 trillion and they can get that inflation, keep pushing that inflation up, and the dollar goes down by 10, 20%, say 20%. Now when the bill comes due, they don't have to pay him back the $1 trillion. They pay him back $800 billion. And it's the same way with corporations, the same way with individuals. And they've gone nuts doing this. See, the government lies about inflation too because they don't want to pay those folks whose living costs go up. Social Security. In fact, if you look at a person who collects $1,300 a month of Social Security and you go back 10 years and you readjust what they should have gotten for an adjustment for inflation, they should have been getting $1,700 a month, not $1,300, $1,700 a month. Now you know why they lie about inflation. They don't want to pay that kind of money because they don't have any money because the government's broke. On B last Wednesday, went to Congress, said, I can't pay our bills. People who lent us money, who bought our treasuries, lent us money, we can't pay them. We can't meet their obligations. What are we going to do? But understand this too about government. Because they're the biggest debtor, and they're the biggest, of course, they're the biggest beneficiary of inflation, they control the money supply. So they control inflation. What are you, nuts? Inflation is a brutal hidden tax. Brutal. Unbelievable. So we're going to see inflation get worse and worse. And that means for those people who buy bonds, this is really what's interesting. How many people say, you know what? I'm going to buy some treasuries. I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to take that risk in the stock market. You're taking more risk into buying a bond than in the market. What are you, nuts? Because remember, the government intentionally creates that inflation. And when you loan that money, your money to the government, you're thinking, boy, this is a low-risk investment. I'm going to be, it's cool, man. It's low risk. It's anything but. It's higher risk than buying a stock. Because, see, those dollars you're going to get back, they won't buy as much as the dollars that you loaned to the government in the first place. What are you, nuts? So, again, the government intentionally creates inflation. And they're going to continue. And this is why our economy, if you go all the way back and take a look at our GDP going back to the 70s, we used to have the 70s to 80s, we used to have our economic growth of about 5%. 5%. We used to grow 5% a year. Imagine that. And then the next 10 years, it was down to about 4%. 38.4. We haven't been able to get 2%. If you go all the way back in average, we are at a 1%, 1.6% GDP. And why is that? Because, again, we've gotten to the point where all this government does is print money. Now, here's the real problem with all this printed money. Or I should say another problem. They also go, the government, and says, hey, if you're at a bank, if you got savings in the bank or CD in the bank, take it out. Give it to me. Give it to the government. Give it to the government. So you got people taking the money out of the bank, thinking they're going to be very safe. They're going to give it to the government. I'm really safe. And by taking that money out, the reason why our average GDP growth for the last 20 years has been 1.6% is because what grows our economy, what grows, where we get our GDP growth from, is start-up businesses. Start-up businesses. That's where we get our, and small businesses, existing small businesses. But guess what? There's no money for the small start-up business because people take the money and they give it to the government. And when a small start-up business goes to the bank, the interest rates are too high because they don't have enough money, so they have to raise rates, so they can't get the loans. And the small businesses get screwed who need to borrow money for inventories and everything else. So government loves inflation, and they're screwing all of us.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
We're ready for it. I mean, we've known it was coming, and our homeowners to sign up for a forbearance plan. And they can also, from a digital perspective, pick the best, solution for them to come off of the plan.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable what's going on. I told you that we're going to have the biggest crash. In the meantime, until it crashes, remember what they're going to do. They're going to continue to lie to us and telling us that yields are low. They're telling us that yields are low. And that's so that we'll stay in big tech stocks. That's what they do. They want to make sure that we're staying in big tech stocks. And why? Because that's where everybody has made their wealth, in big tech stocks. So if you take a look at any big tech stock, those go up when there's low inflation, when there's low yields. In fact, inflation is usually bad for growth stocks like big tech or semiconductors. So their idea is that they want to create an environment for big tech to grow. They don't care about the economy growing. Here's where the problem is. And who is the government? Who controls everything? The person who controls the money supply. And who's that? The Federal Reserve. And who's that? Those are the very, very wealthy. These are the 1/100th of the 1 percentile. These people, their income is about $23 million a year. That's their income. Their net worth is about $110 million each. They control the Federal Reserve. They're the money. They're the big guys. And they take care of who? The 1 percentile. They make sure the 1 percentile are doing well. Now, when they keep telling us that we have low yields, how are they always low? Because they're printing money to go in and buy those treasuries to keep them low. Because if I got right here in front of me, I think I mentioned this yesterday, I got right in front of me, right here, a report, the financial disclosure report of Nancy Pelosi, right here. And it shows her investments in big tech stocks. So just recently, she bought another $10 million of Microsoft stock. And here's another stock she bought, another tech stock, $5 million. Another one, $5 million. It goes on and on here. $13 million, $2 million, all big tech stocks. So see, she's not the only one. How about all these senators? Where do you think they made all their money? Remember, this economy in 2008, when this market crashed from the real estate boom, remember what happened. When this market crashed, everybody got hit, even the wealthy. So when they started to come back, and the wealthy control everything, and they control the Federal Reserve, they started to print money, and that's when they started to QE, to print money. They said, look, let's print all this money. We got to get back here, and the first thing we're going to do is get the banks going, because they own the banks. They control the banks. So by printing all this money, they were screwing everybody who lost their home. Remember, the people who make $68,000 a year, combined income, okay, $68,000 a year, or the people who make combined income $48,000 a year, they got screwed because they lost, between their home and the stock market, they lost about $10 trillion in net worth. So the wealthy, especially the 1 percentile, they wanted to get their money back. So they said, let's print all this money, and we'll make sure we drive interest rates down to zero. And then we'll take that money and we'll start driving the stock market up. And then we got to create another housing boom. Because we don't manufacture anything. All we do in this country is build houses. That's all we do. So if you take a look at the money, if you look at the wealth effect of all this printing of money, who got all this money they're printing? Well, if you look and you go back to 2008 to today, the 1 percentile, the wealth effect for them, in 2008, they had about, let's just $14 million. They more than doubled it from 2008 to today. They're at $33 million. So when you take the aggregate of that group, the 1 percentile, these are people who make about $400,000 a year. They have a net worth of about $2 million. They got all the money. Now let's go take a look at the people who have a combined income of $68,000 a year. How much they get all since 2008? All this inflation. See, remember, the inflation pushed the wealth up for the 1% from 14 million to 33 million. Because remember, inflation is wonderful for the wealthy because they got assets. They got artwork. They got expensive real estate all over the place. They got diamonds. They got platinum. They got all these assets that the people who have a combined income of $68,000 or people who have a combined income of $40,000 don't have. So when you look at the wealth effect, the wealth all went to the 1% because the 68 people who make a combined income of $68,000 it only increased $4 million compared to the $33 million. And you make the people who make $48,000 a year less, they only increased $724,000. But the 1 percentile, they increased $33 million. This is the problem. And we're going to have the biggest crash ever. Be right back after this.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1 900-020.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. I pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month. philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. For the best insight in both the stock market and the economy, turn to the Phil's Gang YouTube channel, where each weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern, you get to listen to my Phil's Gang radio show, where you get the best information both on stocks and the economy. And each Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, you get the new segment of my popular Market Crash Unfolding, where I detail the weekly events that are leading us up to the next crash. Both Phil's Gang radio show and Market Crash Unfolding on Phil's Gang YouTube channel. And I'm going to be doing that again today. I'll be posting between 6 and 7 Eastern. It's free. And this is going to be a real, I think this will be one of the best ones I've done. I'm going to have the best information showing you why we're getting so close to the crash and why it's happening. You know, we can't tell you when the crash is going to happen. I can't give you the date, but we'll be very close. Why? Because of the signals. It's the same signals over and over. Every crash has the same signals. So we'll know when it's going. We're getting very, very close. We start unloading your stocks, start shorting them. Dump your 401ks. In fact, I wish more people would use my tracker, the mutual fund tracker. I know right now, you look at your 401k and you think you're millionaires. Everybody thinks they're millionaires with their 401k. So they could care less. They don't want to track anything. They throw the thing in the drawer when it comes in their statement. They don't care. They really don't. But then, if you could just take a pill and bring your brain back, bring your memory back, rather. Remember how you felt in 1987? Remember how you felt in 2008, 2000, .com? Remember how you felt in 2008, the crash? Those mutual funds got slaughtered. And they're going to get slaughtered now because you're not going to do anything. Nobody's going to call you to do anything. At least us, my members, every day when we're investing in stocks, we know exactly when to get in, we know exactly when to add, we know exactly when to get out, and we know exactly when to run like hell, and we know exactly when to sell short. Because we have a color-coded chart that tells us that. As the stock keeps going up, it's green. It tells us there's sufficient money going into that stock, like Facebook. Like Facebook. We know there's sufficient money going to that stock, it's going up. It will turn yellow to tell us, to warn us It's the same thing with your tracker, with your mutual fund tracker. It'll give you an alert, call to action. You got to do something. Did your broker call you? Does your planner call you? Does the guy who's managing your 401k, does he call you? Does he say to you, hey, we got to do something? So like when we invest in our stocks, and believe me, we're buying all the same stocks that do well when yields are low. And you have to. They're artificially pushing those yields down. If you notice every day, every time the 10-year Treasury yield gets to 150 basis points, boom, they go in, print money. I mean, think about it. Every time it gets to 150 basis points, they start cranking up the printing machine. All right, they crank up the printing machine. Then they go buy the 10-year Treasury. Then you look at the Treasury yield, then it's down to 1.44. And then tech stocks keep going up. Sure, because Pelosi said, print more money. I got millions and millions of dollars into Microsoft. I got millions and millions of dollars in Facebook. You want to see this thing? It's unbelievable what she's got money in. And that's just her. Can you imagine all the other people in Congress, in the House, and the Senate? They made a fortune. Never mind Wall Street. We know the hedge funds made a fortune on Wall Street. We know by looking at the wealth, for God's sakes, the top 1%, if you go and look, I'm telling you, this is going to be, tonight, I'm going to have this as part of my YouTube presentation, the unfolding of the stock market crash. I'm going to put it up on a chart for you. You're going to see the top 1 percentile who make an average about $400,000 to $500,000 a year, have a net worth about $2 million, okay, $3 million. They captured all that growth, that wealth growth, because of inflation. So if you think about this way, if you take the 1%, their wealth grew from 14 million to 33 million. If you take everybody else, here's an easy way to think of it. Let's take 75% of our 157 million workforce. They either got, their wealth grew either by 4 million, that group, or by 700,000 compared to the 33 million. You see the wide spread? This is so dangerous, so bad when you got one group making all the money. And so what they're doing now is they're trying to keep inflation low. And they're doing that with the housing market too. So they're keeping the inflation low to keep pushing up the stock market. Look at our stocks, our tech stocks. We're up 20. Look at our here. I just give you some of our stocks. We're up 28%, up 14%, up 16%. And then when they drop, we're going to be making on the way down 22%, 13%, 14%, and those same stocks. So I'm not saying right now, oh, gee, the market's going to crash. I'm not going to buy these stocks. What are you, nuts? Especially when I have a color-coded chart that shows me. But let's get back to the housing. So we know all the money went to the 1 percentile. And they're controlled by who? The 1/100th of 1 percentile. They control everything. They're the Federal Reserve. They control it. So they got all the money, the 1%. Nobody else did. And why do you think they're doing these Why do you think they're doing these programs? I told you yesterday about Buffett. Right? Buffett got organized, all his buddies, his wealthy guys started this thing called Blackstone. And then there's another company they started, I think it was Partners, Home Partner, something like that. And they purchased 225,000 houses. Most of them mainly in the Rust Belt area, like Detroit. They also bought houses in Miami, Las Vegas, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Carson City, Nevada. All the places got hit the hardest. And that these people can't buy homes. So he was going to make, because these people in that area, they know that at that time their average, income to debt, the ratio was at 2.6. That's not enough. When you have debt to income at 2.6, that's not enough to make it. So they're going to lease houses. They got to lease. They can't buy. So he made sure he bought all in the areas where these people can't buy, and he leases to them. And then when they can't pay their lease, what happens? Buffett and they all get paid. The Blackstone, they all get paid because the government pays them, takes care of them, bails them out. And then they say to the renters, don't worry, we're going to give you a moratorium. I mean, this is crazy what's going on. So finally, the only reason why houses are shot straight up, because the Federal Reserve every day buys $6 billion of the mortgages. That's what's pushing the housing market up. Yeah, but Phil, there's a demand. Well, sure, there's demand because Blackstone and Buffett and the others took 225,000 homes off the market, so the inventory is way down. But what's really pushing that market up, this market, I don't care if you have no inventory, you got to finance the house. The hell was demand. The reason why a house is going up, because the banks aren't making money on homes. Because the rents, the interest rates are too low. The interest rates are too low. And why are they keeping interest rates so low? Because the wealthy, including the one percentile, they're making all their money in tech stocks. And if you're going to make your money in tech stocks, you got to keep the yield or interest rates low. That's what generates the housing. But the banks aren't making money. So what happened? The Federal Reserve came in and said, look, keep taking mortgages. Don't worry about it. We'll come in and buy your mortgages from you. This way here, you'll make money because we'll buy those mortgages from you. You get all the service fees. So the only reason the housing is really going up, besides the fact I understand there's not inventory, but if the Federal Reserve wasn't doing this, if there was no inventory, the house wouldn't go up anyways. You got to have a bank finance you, and the only way they can finance is that they are selling to the Federal Reserve every day $6 billion of their mortgages. And how do they do that? How do they do that? How can the Federal Reserve buy those? I'll explain when I get back. We're going to look at some good stocks too.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, tonight, go to my site. It's free. My YouTube site. And my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. And I'm going to give you a full display, charts, everything, to identify why the housing market's going up, why that's fake, and why the stock market going up, and that's fake. And that's okay. We're going to keep buying stocks in these fake markets. But the advantage we have over everybody else is we'll always know when to get out. We'll always know when to get out because our chart will always tell us when the trend of money is switching. It goes from, our candlesticks go from green to yellow, giving you a warning. Money's coming out. Then they'll start turning red, and we switch our position, so we're making money on the way down. And every day at 2 o'clock, we post for our members. We put up our portfolio, and we tell them what to do with each stock in our portfolio. Does anybody else do that for you? I bet your guys don't do that for you. Every day. And it's archived. So you come home from work, they know exactly what to do with their stock. Takes them 2 minutes to look at it, tells them they should either add or don't add or take some profits or get out of the stock or let's switch the position and short it so we can make money as it goes down. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, okay, what's going on. All this money that's pushing the housing market up, pushing the stock market up, remember, all the money, I got to say this again, and you'll see this tonight on my YouTube channel. You'll see the chart. It's unbelievable that all the wealth went to the 1%. Their wealth in 2008 was at 14 million. I'm talking about the aggregate group, 14 million. It went up to 33 million. But the only increase that those who are making, say, $58,000 a year and less, okay, they got a $4 million increase, not 33. And the people who are making, let's say, $30,000 a year or less, they got $724,000 increase. So the bottom line is disparities. I mean, this is nuts. So they keep on, and why is that? Why is the 1% wealth going up so much? Because they're the only ones who can afford to buy the tech stocks. And so they're printing all this money, keep printing and printing and printing this money to keep buying treasuries. They're not going to stop doing that to keep interest rates going down, right? So they're going to print and print and print. So the interest rates go down, and those poor people, everybody except the 1 percentile, remember who they are. They make about $400,000 a year. Their net worth $2 million a year. And the people who are helping them, the 1/100th of 1 percentile, there's about 16,000 of them in the United States. They control the Federal Reserve, and they control the money supply, and they make decisions if the interest rates are going to go up or down. And they're going to make sure those yields keep coming down so that they can keep going to the banks because the banks are in trouble. Take a look at the banks. Take a look at the banks on the charts. Look, the banks are struggling to go up. They're struggling to go up because the only way banks make money if the rates go up. but they're keeping the rates down. So they keep pushing up the stocks, the big tech, because that's where you make all your money. I mean, look at the returns we made in the big 14%, 22%, 30%, 35%, 62%, all in big tech stocks. And the Federal Reserve, the only way the bank could make money, again, fake, the Federal Reserve had to go and say to banks, okay, you're not making any money, we get that, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and buy, you give all these mortgages to people, we're going to come in and buy them from you. And then you go and do it again and again, and we'll keep buying them from you. So you at least get the service fees. And they're struggling even with that. That's why, and then, yes, I understand, but again, people will argue with me and say, yeah, but Phil, the reason why the housing market, because there's a shortage of houses, I get that. But let's say, and we know that there's a shortage of houses. But let's say the Fed all of a sudden said to the banks, no, we're not going to buy any of your mortgage-backed securities anymore. All that is a mortgage backed by the note you signed. What if they say they're not going to do it anymore? The housing market will totally collapse. I don't care if there's only 5 houses out there for sale. It doesn't matter. You can have you can have almost no inventory, and the houses aren't going to go up unless you can borrow to buy one because you don't have the cash. So the key is we got a fake housing market and we got a fake stock market, and the people who are making all the money are the 1 percentile because they can buy the big tech stocks. And here, I got it right in front of me, Pelosi. She's got millions and millions of dollars in big tech stocks. What do you think she's going to say when Powell said the other day or 2 weeks ago, we're going to raise rates? Well, that means you'd get out of Facebook, you get out of Netflix, and what would you do? You go buy Procter & Gamble? Go buy Clorox? What are you, nuts? She's not going to allow that. And the way they can't do it anyways because there's too much debt. All right, here's where the money's going to be made next. Money's going to be made in the airlines. They gotten crushed. The airlines gotten crushed. So you should join my gang and follow us with the airlines, okay? We're right with the oils. Look at our oil. We're up, what, 60, 70% in our oil stocks? In oil, rather? Look, the airlines got crushed. So nobody wants them. Those are the ones we're going to look at right there, the airlines. And the home builders, they've been getting crushed. So that's where the next money is going to go. And we'll follow the money because we know how to follow it because it's color-coded. Nobody else has a chart like that. We patent this thing. And if you think I'm full of crap, just take it for 10 days and watch it and look at it. And for you people in 401k, please do yourself a favor, not me. Do yourself. The reason why I really designed this tracker, the mutual fund tracker, is for members who have mutual funds, who have 401ks. We don't want them to get hurt. That's why I really built the thing, designed it, and it works. It tells you, it shows you, alert, call to action, you better do something. So that's for 30 days, you can have that for free. So the bottom line is, enjoy this rally. As long as they keep printing money, to keep buying treasuries, to keep interest rates down, then you have to go and stay with the big tech stocks. Anything with tech, you got to buy tech because those are the stocks that love low rates. If those rates start going back up, which they're not going to, but let's say they did, then you switch to the banks. See, people don't understand what stocks to even be in. Does your broker or your 401k, do they switch the value stocks out for growth stocks and then switch the growth stocks out for value stocks for you? Do they do that for you? I don't think so. I'll bet they don't. So if you're in a stock right now, if you're in, let's say, big tech stocks, and the interest rates change, are they going to make sure they go into your portfolio and switch you back to bank stocks? They're not going to do any of that. Why would they? They don't care. They care less. Nobody's there to help you. And the Fed and our government is against you because they're taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of you. And that's why, again, when everybody keeps asking me, when do you think this crash is going to happen? Oh, it's going to happen. And I can't tell you the day, but it's going to be soon. Because remember, we're not growing. Nobody cares about growing the economy anymore. All they care about is growing wealth. So they've been growing wealth through big tech stocks since 2013, and they don't care about the economy. Take the GDP. From 1970s to 80s, our economic growth every quarter was 5%. I mean, every year was annualized 5%. From the 1980s up to 2000 was 4.5%. And now, up to the 2020 pandemic, from let's say 2008 to the pandemic, it was like 2.2%. Couldn't even hit 3%. Obama was the only president in history that didn't hit 3%. Trump couldn't hit it either. 3%. So now if we average all that out, and if we go back 20 years, even more than 20 years, we're about at 1.8% of growth. See, they don't care about growth. But see, you have to, because that's how your standard of living goes up. If the economy's not growing, unless you have all your money in big tech stocks, if you're making a combined income of $60,000 a year or less, or you're making a combined income of $48,000 a year or less, you can't grow that income. They're killing you every day. They're taking that. Your income is shrinking because your dollars are shrinking, unless you have enough money to buy tech stocks. That's how they're screwing everybody, except for the 1%. Join my gang free for 10 days.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to